Hi, I'm Jason Kelce, and my last meal would be chocolate chip pancakes and King Kong French toast from the Nook, and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Skyline chili dip, and a D'Alessandro's cheesesteak, and Mama Kelsey's dinner rolls, ribs from Smokey Joe's, a trio of chicken wings, and Swayaki meats, cabanossi with cheese, fancy beans with hot dogs, and Penang curry with naan, then pralines and cream ice cream, Stock's pound cake, and blueberries and blackberries.
Every person has at least two things in common. We all gotta eat and we all gotta die. Today we are joined by six-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion for the Philadelphia Eagles. Go Birds, baby!
Yeah!
As well as the co-host of the podcast New Heights with his brother Travis, Jason Kelce. Welcome to the freaking show, man.
Man, I'm so excited to be here. Big fans of the Mythical Kitchen, and happy to be here with you, Josh.
That's incredible. I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. I'm a huge fan of you as well. I remember when you were drafted. I remember people saying that you were too small. I remember the 2017 Super Bowl speech where you talked about how everybody wrote off the Eagles that year, and your career's meant a lot to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. 2017 was a special year, and I think everything that happened, saying the speech on the Art Museum steps, a lot of that was almost felt like I was possessed. It really did.
You looked possessed, especially in the Mummers costume, man.
For sure, and to be the team of underdogs from a city that I think largely represents underdogs, maybe more than any other city that I've ever been around, for sure, it was just too perfect not to say.
100%. And I'd like to personally recognize my contribution to this, because I don't know if you know this, this is a bit of Eagles Super Bowl history. This hat is actually the reason y'all won that game.
Okay.
Let me explain real quick.
I would love to hear.
The lucky Eagles hat, it was facing forward the whole game, right? Tom Brady gets the ball back, potential game-winning drive. I flip it backwards, because I'm sitting there, Jason, I'm like, what can I do to help the team win?
Sure.
Flip it backwards.
Yeah.
Brandon Graham gets the strip sack.
Listen, I know you're joking around right now, but that energy all goes someplace, man. And you know what? It's energy from you and the millions of other people that were watching and doing something like that at the stadium. For us on game day, we feed off of all that stuff. And yeah, thank you for turning that hat around.
That means so much to me. Can we just do this for a bit, man? Also, when that strip sack happened, I got up, but I just went, yeah, and I beat my chest so hard that I subluxated my shoulder.
Oh, no.
And I had to go to the urgent care. So
on the day of the Super Bowl.
On the day of the Super Bowl, like literally when the ball came out of his hands, and I'm on the ground, I'm trying to look up to see who recovered the ball. Yeah, so
That's unbelievable.
You know, we're kind of the same person, you and I.
Yeah, you got more hurt during the Super Bowl than I did.
God, that's embarrassing. You ready to eat?
Let's do it.
All right, Jason, first up, we got chocolate chip pancakes, absolutely drowned in butter and maple syrup. We have the King Kong French toast from the Nook in Encino. This is a stuffed French toast with banana and peanut butter, whipped cream, bananas, more peanut butter on top. And then a classic PB&J on white bread with raspberry jelly, smooth peanut butter.
Yeah. So when I first started thinking about what my last meal would be, I couldn't go out without having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing I've had the most. I just love peanut butter and jelly. Nothing you can do top this right here.
Should we start with this then?
Let's do it.
Cheers, man.
Only feels right. Cheers.
It's one of the greatest sensations in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a perfect blend of everything. I love it.
Tell me about the French toast. Keep eating the PB&J.
No, I'm good. King Kong French toast. Had not really spent a lot of time in LA. And my brother was filming a reality TV show, which if you haven't checked this out, do yourself a favor and never watch it.
One of our employees worked on the show, by the way.
No way!
Yeah,
so
Hill.
sorry for
Where's
that.
David Hill?
We're so sorry. So yeah, my brother filmed a reality show, Catching Kelce. And I was out here for a month helping and filming with that. And I was living up in Encino. And this little place called The Nook, I would go to almost every morning. And they had this French toast, and I loved it. It's probably still my favorite French toast I've ever had.
It looks incredible, man. I can't wait to try it.
It's great.
Yeah, David Hill shot on Catching Kelce, and I found that out one day. We were just passing a restaurant. He goes, Travis Kelce went on a blind date in there. I'm like, were you just stalking him? Or just like, what? Speaking of Travis, You host a podcast with Travis. It's called New Heights. You got it right there on the
I
shirt.
do. Pretty shameless plug right here on my shirt.
Hey man, we're on here to plug. That's the name of the game. Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
But no, I've been listening all year. It's really incredible. You just started this year. Tell me what it's meant to you to be able to talk to Travis that much, because you said that this is the most you've ever talked to him during an entire season.
Yeah, I mean, in the course of a season, it's so hard to keep in touch with family members in general. Trav and I have talked more this past year than we've talked in 13 years. It's been awesome to rekindle that friendship and that brotherhood. We all grew up together, obviously, then we went to the same college. In college, we roomed together in the same, not in the same building. We had 2 queen beds that we fit inside of one room.
No way.
It was not a pristine room. There was a hole in the wall from the bathroom to the hallway. What
was the hole for?
Long story short, my brother
Jason, what were you doing with the hole?
My brother got into some trouble in college, and that was why he moved in with me. Okay, so he tested positive on a drug test for street drugs, marijuana, which is crazy now.
Drugs.
They don't but so I had him move in with me to keep an eye on him and all that stuff. And in that same time period, he had the audacity to kind of go back the other way again.
Travis fell under some bad influences.
I was so mad, I punched the wall. And when I punched the wall, my arm went through one piece of drywall, through the insulation, and then through the other side of the wall.
It's like an
So there was just a big hole from the living room to the bathroom for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah. Do you think that one, eat some pancakes.
Yeah, and then the chocolate chip pancakes, that's my wife and I's go-to. No matter where we're at, unless it's a spot that is known for something else, we always usually get our own little breakfast, and then we split some chocolate chip pancakes.
Pancakes for the table that's how me and my fiance bonded. Because whenever we go to brunch, it's you each need a savory.
Yeah.
And then you get a sweet, French toast, pancakes, waffle, crepe, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's for the table. That's the boundaries
Exactly.
you share.
Yep.
Do you think that you feeling a little bit accountable for Travis in that speech is maybe what got him to start acting right? Not that he was going to act wrong, but do you think that level of accountability, do you think he cares for you as much as you care for him in that sense?
I mean, yes, I do think he cares for me as much as I care for him. Travis has always been a great person, and he just needed to go through growing up, right? There's nothing wrong with that, and I don't think that it's anything more than that. His heart has always been in the right spot. He just likes to have fun. He's a more fly off the cuff, in the moment kind of guy. And as he's gotten older, he's gotten more mature, and little stupid things haven't happened as much. That's pretty much it.
Last question. Who powerbombed Travis harder? You when you put him through the floor of your childhood home, or Derwin James?
Man, I got to give it to Derwin. Derwin got him good.
Oh, he got him good.
For Travis's sake, Derwin got him on grass. So at least that's a little bit softer. I got him on the linoleum floor in the kitchen, and we hit so hard that the oven popped up off of its whatever that's called, the rack.
Well, I'm glad you and Travis made up after the powerbomb.
For sure, yeah.
All right, Jason, course number 2, we got the D'Alessandro's cheesesteak with American cheese, onions, and mayonnaise. We actually had this frozen. Shout out to Hitch's brother, Pat Hitchens, for putting all of this on dry ice from Philly.
Yeah!
And sending it out at the last minute, a Christmas Day miracle. It literally showed up this morning. So we've reheated it the best we can. Then we got the Cincinnati Skyline chili dip over here, cream cheese, Skyline chili, cheese on top, and then Mama Kelce's dinner rolls, which maybe you could tell me a little bit more about Mama Kelce's dinner rolls.
So every Thanksgiving, there was always kind of a different meat medley and sides. The one constant that my mom always has to make is the Mama Kelce dinner rolls.
I love it, man.
She made them one year. We loved them so much, and my wife still gets upset because my mom will come over, and this is the only thing I want. She'll make this beautiful green bean casserole, which is delicious, Kylie. I love that. But that's the thing right there.
Kylie, hit me with the green bean casserole recipe, though. I love green bean casserole. Dig in, man. I wanna jump into these. So these had it was a marshmallow.
Yeah.
That's rolled in cinnamon sugar and butter, and then baked in, so it hollows out the roll with marshmallow steam.
Yeah, man.
Innovation.
That's the food science behind it.
Where else would you rather be?
You guys nailed it, man. That's it right there. Yeah.
You played ball in Cincinnati. Skyline Chili is the Eagles fans of regional chili.
Yeah.
Everyone hates it except the people who love it, and then they're brothers for life.
Yeah. The first time I ever had Skyline chili, it was absolutely disgusting. but then you eat it enough times at 3 in the morning, and it tastes delicious eventually.
And that's a metaphor for life.
Yeah.
You know?
First of all, it's more like a meat sauce than a chili. And then on top of that, it almost is like a mole sauce kind of feel.
You get like
to
the
it.
sweet spices, like the cinnamon, the chocolate going in there.
It's a very different kind of dish.
Oh, damn, I'm diving in. You're the second guest to have Skyline Chili on their last meal, by the way. So you got to hang out with Cobra Kai star and star of School Spirits, Peyton List.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think you and her would have an awesome time. Peyton, come hang out with Jason.
Yeah,
Just
we'll
eat Skyline Chili.
Eat some Skyline chili or Cincinnati chili.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Skyline's a brand. It's a
It
Canadian
is.
brand with Gold Star.
It is, but it's definitely the most popular.
This is America, baby.
Good job again. Good job again. God.
The body craves it. It doesn't matter what your mind thinks. The body craves it.
When I haven't had it in this long, oh my gosh. Every time I go back to Cincinnati, I have to have Skyline chili.
We got cheesesteak. We got to talk about Philadelphia cheesesteak. Tell me why D'Alessandro's over all the other steaks in the city.
Man, it's the one that my wife likes the most. There's a lot of similarities here, but
Jason Kelce, big wife guy.
I am a big wife guy. Yeah, my initial favorite was probably Tony Luke's, which I think might have just changed their name down in South Philly. That was the one that I had the most, and also Jim's on South Street.
Yeah.
Jim's is great. And then when we moved out to the suburbs, we're now in Delaware County. And I feel like if you're Delaware County, you're like all about D'Alessandro's. I recently, I'd always had it American cheese and still the way I prefer it. I tried one with whiz on it.
Wait, was that
recently.
the first time you tried it? Was
Yes.
recently? No way.
Like I lived there 12 years now and had never tried it with whiz. I'm like, whiz is disgusting. Like, who's putting cheese whiz?
I feel like
on a
you can't
sandwich?
eat the Cincinnati chili
You're
dip
right.
and then call whiz disgusting, you know?
But I was resistant to this, and then I tried it, and I liked it. The whiz is not bad. It's really not bad.
I've only had D'Alessandro's once. Also, Ricky Bankoff said that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Angelo's is the best. Sorry. to the
Angelo's?
Bankoffs. Angelo's.
So Angelo's, I feel bad. So first of all, Angelo's is unbelievable. Like, it is so good. I just don't think they're like a cheesesteak place.
Yeah, pizza shop.
Yeah,
Pizza shop that sells
but their
cheesesteaks.
sandwiches are better.
Oh, interesting.
I shouldn't say that. Their pizza's phenomenal. But there's some of their sandwiches are unbelievable.
Damn. Well, cheers, man.
Cheers. Did you cut that or just rip?
I ripped it, but I ripped it really clean.
Yeah, I was about to say. It
I'm
looked
very
like you-
strong and precise with my
That
movement.
was very good.
If the Eagles need a new weak side backer, man, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Give me a tryout. Mark Wahlberg did it.
Gosh.
In that documentary, Mark Wahlberg made the team. You know?
He did. That was also when most of the guys had second jobs. And it was a much different time.
I'll keep this job. It's fine, man. I don't
but
even-
I've met Vince Papale. I know Vince very well.
Yeah.
And he was a stud, and I don't think you're Vince.
That's okay. Oh, no. My bum knees. If I didn't blow out my knee in high school, no.
Yeah.
Recently, you suffered heartbreak on the world's biggest stage.
gosh, we
I know, we got to talk about this.
I know.
We got to talk about this. You made it to the finals. You grinded all year, and in the end, you just didn't have what it takes. How did it feel to lose the Digiday Video Awards? I know. I thought, listen, the South China Post, they were out
That was a
there,
good
man.
setup,
Hulu.
man. That was a good setup.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was a rough one. It was an awesome experience to play my brother and my mom to be up there with me. But my brother told me before the season started that year, ironically, we're doing a charity event down at the shore. It's the Jersey Shore for those of you watching. That's what they called in Philadelphia for some reason. And my brother is talking in front of a bunch of people and says, losing a Super Bowl makes you want to win one that much more. It's just such an agony. And I'm like, he's just saying something that people want to hear. Like, this guy is trying to be star of the show, whatever. And after we lost, I was like, oh, he's right. Like, it's a terrible feeling. It's to go that far with that team and to not have that stamp of world champions. It sucks. And we had a really, really good team, and we're returning a lot of guys. But no matter how many guys come back, it's not the same team.
Yeah.
I guess Pat Mahomes and Travis get to share that one.
I mean, they were pretty good, too. They were pretty good.
They're not bad. I mean, there's a reason if you want to, it's crazy. The Chiefs have been to 6 consecutive AFC Championship games.
Unreal.
3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. What they've done over this first part of this, the last decade, has been pretty remarkable.
I will say this Eagles team is far and away the most fun that I've ever had watching sports my entire life. And also
Really?
to have you and Travis 100%. Especially
more than 2017.
More than 2017 for a very specific reason. Like when you had, let me nerd out about football really quickly.
Let's do it.
Especially because, you had Sirianni coming in and like your speech in 2017, everybody doubted Sirianni. He had the whole growing flowers metaphor.
Well, I know I had a whole speech in my head ready to go if we won, but
yeah.
There's a lot of similarities.
And then for y'all to like really find your identity in, the end of the 2021 season, started off kind of rocky. And then it was just like the most Philadelphia Eagles move to say, we're going to be a you, I'm going to hit you in the mouth football team and we are going to run it down your throats. And to watch Jalen, who I've always loved and been a huge fan of, since the days at Bama, it was just so fun. And I've just never seen an Eagles team play like that. And then to watch it all come to fruition in 2022, it was incredible, man. It was like destiny. It was written.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the most dominant football team I've ever been on. I mean, even when we were winning in 2017 with Carson and we won like 9 straight, we were winning games pretty handily most of the year. And Jalen was a huge reason for that. The coaches did a great job, had a great defense. It was a really, really, just across the board loaded roster. We stayed healthy, almost so close.
It was a hell of a game. I offended a lot of people at an Elks Lodge in San Diego because when Jalen completed the bomb to A.J. Brown in the end zone, right when he released the ball, I just got up out of my chair and I went, "You gotta believe!" And then when he caught the ball, I yelled, "God is an Eagles fan!" And I high-fived somebody in a Chiefs hat. So you almost got me kicked out of the Elks permanently. I'm not an actual Elk. I was there as a guest, even worse. But tell me how much it meant to have your mom, national celebrity and now Bud Light ambassador Donna Kelce, on the field, because I mean that was a massively viral story. Even people who don't follow sports.
Our mother has been such a important part, first of all, of us being here, but of raising us and making us into the people we are. It doesn't get talked about a lot for like a Super Bowl or big events, and two brothers playing each other gave kind of a platform for my mom in some ways to represent everybody else's mom who their sons are playing on that stage, and for her to have to put up with everything she put up with us growing up, and for her to be such a important figure for us, it was awesome to see her celebrate in that way. And it's pretty remarkable. She did more media appearances and got more sponsorships in 1 week than I've had in 13 years. So it was
Donna, you deserve it. Don't let him sound
every
disappointed.
penny. She deserves it.
She obviously did an incredible job raising you and Travis. I mean, not only you might be the best center of all time. Let me go. Travis might be the best tight end of all time. 2 incredible kids, also incredibly funny, very successful after football. Y'all are going to be. I don't know why I talked like Yoda there. Very successful after football. Y'all will be. You have 3 daughters of your own right now. What is the biggest lesson you've learned from your mom and dad?
I think the most important thing, certainly a mom and dad, but the best thing anybody can do is believe in like somebody else. Everybody at different parts of their life is going to have doubt or self-doubt or don't know if you can do it. And we were very blessed and fortunate to have 2 parents that really believed in us no matter what it was. Even if we were going to be terrible at it, they didn't show it, right? And for me, between coaches I've had, I think that's the biggest thing I want to infuse in my kids is that I believe in them. I believe that they can be successful in whatever they want to do, and they can achieve their dreams. So I think I really do want to instill that in my own children. I've gained a whole new respect having kids and how hard raising children is, and I think it's also incredibly gratifying, so I get why everybody does it.
I also have to give you the platform here to clear the air. You weren't just sleeping while your latest child was being born, right? You were doing more than that.
I was doing a lot of sleeping. There's not much you can do.
Fair.
I've
never been there. I can't say that.
You try and get water when your wife's running out of things. Is there anything I can do? Can I go grab things? And outside of that, you're sitting around waiting for the fireworks to get going. And the biggest mistake all dads make, not all dads, a lot of dads make, is when your wife starts going to labor. A lot of times you've been sitting around all day and you haven't eaten anything all day. And this is why I think a lot of guys pass out. Seriously, their blood sugar levels are low, man. So the moment, that's why I'm eating bagels, and that's why I'm trying to get all this food down.
You're ready.
I want to be there. So, that was the 3rd rodeo. The 1st rodeo, I didn't bring a fan, didn't bring anything. They don't care about. They don't care about the dads at the maternity ward or hospitals, likely as they should.
We're not doing the men's.
I'm not campaigning for
more support for dad.
Yeah.
That's who needs it.
But They, you really, for me, I can overheat very easily.
Yeah.
So had to bring the fan. I wanted to bring an air mattress.
I love how you're treating your wife's birth as if it's like a sporting event.
Yeah.
Like, well, you got to keep your blood sugar at this level. You got to make sure you
Yeah,
have
you
gloves
gotta be
on just in
prepared.
case the
Yeah.
baby's slippery.
Listen, I'm not going to be passing out and not be holding my wife's hand and at least encouraging her while she's pushing, which is not many. My wife is very good at being pregnant. She's very good at it.
Proud of you.
You know your wife is good at giving birth when the doctor's like, she's good at that. That was impressive.
Send her to the combine.
Dude,
That's
hey, that's right. If there's a combine for giving birth, Kylie, you're invited.
Jason, course number 3, we have taken all of the meats and quarantined them together. We got a full rack of ribs from Smokey Joe's in Kansas City. We have a trio of chicken wings. I heard you like sweet and spicy wings, so we got the mango habanero. We have a dry rub with some Cajun seasoning, and then a classic buffalo with homemade blue cheese dressing over here. And then we have something I was previously unfamiliar with, and not to brag, I know a lot about sausage. I've never heard of cabanossi.
Well, we call it cabanos.
I would trust you on that, cabanossi.
But I will preface it with this. I got cabanosa from my father-in-law, and he is notorious for pronouncing things incorrectly. So it might be very well be cabanossi. Either
I'm
way.
say cabanossi. You say
Yeah.
cabanossi, I say cabanossi.
Yeah, it's basically a fresher Slim Jim. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's 3 kinds of cabanossi, by the way. We
Yeah.
got the original, we got hot and cheesy, and then normal hot.
my favorite is the hot and cheesy.
For sure. This is the greatest thing I've ever tasted.
It's
I
very-
I can't believe I've been living my whole life without cabanossi until now, and I'm so mad, but I'm gonna make up for lost time, damn it.
Yeah.
Tell me about the ribs. We were not able to get ribs from Mike's in Philadelphia, but shout out Mike. He was very nice about it. He was out of town and couldn't smoke them.
Well, yep. Either way, this is Joe's is a good second, right? They're Kansas City base, and it's in a gas station, which I
Some
feel
of the
like
best foods are.
Yeah, that's a good sign to me.
Yeah.
When you have a food coming out of a gas station that everybody's going to see, it's going to be a good spot.
Dig it, man. I didn't mean to pick my first choice. I should have given you're the guest. I should have. If you want this red.
I don't think you can go wrong.
Okay. It's pretty freaking good red, man.
Yeah.
All the. That's a man bite right there. I tried. I ate the bone. I ate the bone.
So did I.
That's okay. Are you following it? How are you
No,
doing with
I'm gonna end that one right there.
it? Jason, you
Although
once said
I do think eating cartilage is good.
I'm a fan. I was about to launch into a big heartfelt question.
What were you about to say?
Jason, you once said that you are in the business of hope. Mm-hmm. I'm curious if you were explaining to a non-sports fan what the larger like social importance of sports is.
Oh my
what would you say to
gosh.
them?
Check this out.
This is where the meat sweats hit, and then you have to start talking about philosophical concepts. That's how we do it.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about CrossFit before we came in here, right?
Sorry
Sorry to introduce a conversation that happened off camera.
I'm gonna get so much crap for that, by the way. Like,
Oh, really?
Of course he was talking to him about CrossFit.
Nah, sorry.
No, that's great.
But being a part of something in a group, I think, is a big reason why CrossFit is successful. It's the same thing with sports, right? And a NFL team is really the only reason it exists is because of the fans and everybody that are a part of that group and support it. It ends up representing an entire city, and I don't think it's any surprise that a lot of the times when sports teams are doing really well in cities, that it feels like the city is really alive.
Yeah.
That it feels like everybody's in a good mood, and I think that rubs off in other areas. I think I grew up in Cleveland. We're not good sports growing up. I mean,
Yeah.
the Indians were good. The Indians were very good, but the Browns left, and they came. And I've always looked at Pittsburgh and Cleveland, which I think started largely in the same spot. But I think Pittsburgh sports teams dominated, and I wonder if that helped rejuvenate the city and lead to growth.
Interesting.
And now they're a booming technological space. One of the beautiful things about football is at the start of every season, everybody can win a Super Bowl. Everybody's got hope. Everybody is excited. You're excited to go. People don't go to games necessarily to watch football. They go to socialize and hang out with their friends.
Yeah.
And the football is what's happening out in the background. And everybody's hoping that the game is going to go well. And I think when it does go well, it makes people more optimistic. It makes people happier. And
Yeah.
I think that rubs off in a lot of other ways.
Something that, especially myself, growing up, it's very strange to me, at least, for a grown man to tell another grown man that he looks up to you. But you're somebody that I've looked up to for a long time. And I know there's millions of other people out there like me who look to y'all as role models in the NFL, right?
Sure.
And I'm curious how you've seen the definition of strength change recently. especially because your teammate Lane Johnson, who you've been playing with
Yes.
for over a decade, I mean, that meant so much to me when he stepped away from football for a time to
Sure.
deal with anxiety and depression.
Yeah, and to be honest, it was a scary time because he kind of stepped away and nobody really knew what was happening.
Yeah.
You know, this is something that largely was not talked about in the professional sports realm or really in society in general.
Yeah.
Even just 5 years ago. There's other players that I've had on my team that have struggled with similar things. Guys throughout football's existence have struggled with this. I mean, Brian Dawkins came out in his Hall of Fame speech and talked about how he struggled with it. That was like the biggest, baddest guy
Truly.
ever. Like he would go out there on game day and was literally another person. He was Weapon X.
He was Weapon X.
Yeah, man.
Crawling around.
Yeah.
He would hit people and say he was trying to make them believe in God again. I mean,
But
yeah.
I think it's good for people to hear that, especially in a day in social media where everybody posts a very doctored up picture of what they look like and all these positive things, that inside everybody struggles with a lot of the similar things going on. And when in Lane's instance, I don't want to speak for him, but we just all wanted to be there for him. I just want you to be happy, man. I want you to be fulfilled. You got a family, you got kids. Football is like the least important thing. So I think everybody was very supportive, and having played with him for that long, and he had already earned so much respect in the building that when a guy of that stature does it, it helps. I think people that probably maybe aren't necessarily the most open-minded about that or don't have the same experiences or frame of references, be like, oh man, this is like, I never thought in a million years a guy like that would struggle with it. But
Yeah.
really proud of him and proud that he's been so open about it.
100%. Jason, we haven't even gotten into the wings yet. We got
Yeah.
the mango habanero wings, the dry rubbed with Cajun seasoning, Tony Chachere's all day, and then classic buffalo.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Go-to is buffalo because I feel like that's like the most staple across the board. No matter
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you go in, you get a buffalo wing, you know pretty much what it's going to taste like. It's going to be good. I like to dress it up though. I do like mango habanero. I like a little bit of heat and I like a little bit of sweetness if it's done right. And dry rub, there's something really nice about a dry rub if they're cooked perfectly. Wings don't need a whole lot to be good. If it's a fried chicken wing,
It's a foolproof thing. Like you drop it, you forget it, you take a nap, you come back, they're done.
that's right.
Please, man, dig in.
Alrighty.
I'm going right for mango habanero.
Same. I'm starting.
That's a
That's
tasty treat.
delicious.
That's a tasty
Well
treat.
done.
All right, Jason, for your next course, sorry, I got the burps from the meats.
Yep.
You got the
Been
meat
there.
burps, the checks. For
Who
the next
doesn't
course,
get those every once in a while?
it's a necessary part of the show. We got the punning curry with beef. This is from a spot in LA called Sticky Rice because they make it way better than we do,
Okay.
along with the naan bread. And then we got your beanie weenies. This is Franks and Beans, hot dogs and beans, except we made it as good as we could.
I was about to say,
Fancy
this
studio.
looks way different than the beans and weenies I had growing up, but I cannot wait to try it.
Yeah, we cooked down cannellini beans with like Iberico ham, blackstrap molasses, some imported tomatoes, added some Wagyu beef hot dogs in there, a little bit of gold flake, which as they all know is utterly useless. Gold flake is dumb. It's not even expensive, but we thought it looked kind of cool. Beanie weenies, you know?
It does look very cool. It's
Thank you.
immediately fancy when you put gold leaf on something.
Please, man, dig in.
Alrighty. I'm going right for this.
Yeah, I gotta jump in.
That's good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Oh my gosh.
Is it better than the stuff out of a can?
I mean, yes, it's infinitely better.
I won't be offended if you say it's not.
Well, there's like a certain level of like nostalgia out of the can, but this is a much better overall dish, without question.
You've mentioned the Andrew Luck article that came out
Yeah.
around December, and Andrew Luck, for people who don't know, famously retired at age 29.
Yep.
And one of the biggest things he talked about in that article was that he didn't know who Andrew Luck outside of football was.
Yeah.
I'm curious, as somebody who been playing football damn near your whole life, 13 seasons in the NFL,
Yeah.
12 seasons, and you just decided to come back for your 13th.
Man.
What was that decision like? Like, what more do you have to prove?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know that I have anything to prove. And Andrew, if you're out there, I would certainly love to talk to you. Like, I find that whole story fascinating. I've thought about retiring for 5 years now.
I mean, I was gonna say, I remember since like 2018,
Yeah.
2019, yeah.
Playing in the NFL is really hard. Go figure, right? But it's not just the physical part of it and what you have to do on game day. It is a mental grind, especially the quarterback position. In order to do that well, it takes time, it takes commitment, it takes attention in meetings, it takes communicating pointedly. Like all of these things ultimately become a grind over the course of a season.
Yeah.
And mentally, you can get burned out at times. you have to ask yourself whether you want to do that or not, or whether you still feel comfortable and able to do that. And ultimately, I still feel like I am, and I still want to. I think Andrew was at a point where he obviously felt like he was done. I think a lot of the things that were going on for him that caused him to step away have been going on for me. I just haven't made the decision yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? What are the specific things that you think were going on for him?
Also,
Can't do
dig into the
too
Thai
much.
curry now,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
Let's do that. Oh my gosh.
This is really freaking good, right?
That's amazing.
Shout out sticky rice. This is so much better than we could have made. My God.
Good job, sticky rice.
God damn.
Yeah, the first time I ever had curry was over in Thailand. For some reason, growing up, I never had curry. And I just remember having it and being like, what in the hell is this, and why have I not had it?
If you
all my
didn't
life?
grow up with flavors like that, which is also just like capital F flavor,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, man.
It's a hell of an experience.
Yeah, so very, very good.
All right, I want to get back to the Andrew Luck thing.
Alrighty.
In what ways do you feel connected to that? Like, don't have to share anything overly personal.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I think the thing that I've taken from him is that he was tired of the person he was becoming as a result of football.
yeah.
And, we talked about this before. In order to be great at something, you got to put your all into it. And you have to really dedicate yourself. And you only have so much time and energy throughout the day to, assign towards something, right?
Yeah.
I got to be there for meetings. I got to be there for the game plan. I got to be there for my teammates. I got to communicate. I need to be ready myself to play on game day. All that requires a lot of attention and focus and energy. And when you go home from that, you end up in a lot of ways being a shell of who you really are because you're so worn out, right? So unfortunately my kids who are young and my wife in season especially, they don't get to see the happy dad that's always got energy to play and loves doing that. And I got to think that Andrew, when he made statements like that, were probably some of the things that he was thinking about. I don't get to apply this to other areas of self-fulfillment, improvement, or to improving the lives of my family around me.
Yeah. All right, Jason, for our final course, we got the Stocks Vanilla Pound Cake, we got the pralines and cream ice cream,
Yeah.
and then we got a bowl of blueberries and blackberries.
There you go. Yeah, so Stocks is a local bakery in Philly. My wife and her side of the family, again, my wife has introduced me to a lot of great food, but they always get these for people around the holidays. And that was one of the first things that we had during Christmas was the Stocks pound cake, and it is so good. My favorite way to eat it is you take a slice, cut it off. Well, first of all, take the icing off the slice, put it in the toaster, toast it up till it's nice and brown like this, and then put the icing right back on. It's good.
I can't wait to try it. I haven't had a proper pound cake in a minute.
Legend has it that when they started implementing all the rules for trans fats, it would have had to alter the recipe so much that they got grandfathered in to keep the trans fats in there. So enjoy.
That is the most incredible. That's the most incredible story that I heard, especially about Eastern PA food. Since I went to the Yingling Brewery, which
Nice.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Went to Mecca itself, and they were like, during Prohibition, we got a special dispensation to brew beer for pregnant women. I swear to God, they were like, because there's so much iron in beer that literally they could get a doctor's note. So the
Yeah.
only people they could sell to are pregnant women. I'm like, if that's not the most Eastern PA story, couldn't shut us down because the pregnant women needed beer. I'm like, hell
There
yes.
you go, baby.
That's a delight.
Yeah, that's a perfect toast on that too. Good job.
Nicole, you're crushed
Nicole,
on the toast.
really good job. Perfect level. Where we going next?
I need ice cream, man. I got the dries. I need the wets.
The ice cream
And
definitely
then-
pairs well.
And then we got his salad.
Yeah, listen, very weird to just have blueberries and blackberries.
I don't know, man. I love it.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I love blueberries and blackberries. I will sit there with the biggest container you can get at the grocery store and just eat an entire batch of them.
I eat a pound of blueberries every day.
Yeah. Apparently bears really like berries.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. And I feel like I just have this self-image that I'm this just very large fat man with a beard, and a lot of people in a certain community might call me a bear.
Oh, you're definitely a bear.
Yeah. So
You go out to Silver Lake, that's bear country, man. Yeah.
So whenever I'm eating berries, I kind of think to myself, I am totally a bear right now. Was it power bottom or something? Anyway,
We both learned what power bottoming is from the show that you guest starred on. Because you actually played Fat Mac.
yes.
That was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
That was one of the highlights of what playing a professional sport can give you is randomly did an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Probably the greatest sitcom. Is that even a fair way to describe that show?
I don't know, man.
You know what I mean?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the ultimate proof to me that cancel culture doesn't exist. It's real. Jennifer Aniston's like,
fair.
you couldn't make friends today. And then it's like, it's Always
Have
Sunny
you-
in Philadelphia is still on the air. What happens when you die?
What happens when you die?
Sorry, we normally ask guests earlier, but I forgot to do it. And so
fair.
now we're just at dessert.
Yeah, I mean, what do I really think happens?
What do you really think happens when you die? I'm curious because everybody thinks about it and everybody has a different answer.
I think you go into a hole or a furnace
Yeah.
and you cease to exist anymore, as morbid as that is. I've pondered like afterlife a lot. And there's a lot, I mean, football is a very religious community,
Yeah.
extremely, right? Like I've come to the realization that like whether religion is real or not, or whether there is an afterlife, like these things exist and have existed for like a long time.
Yeah.
And I think there's a reason for that, right? Like I think that at one end, they're all real. And you should probably read the books and follow everything.
Yeah.
Or on another level, they just teach great lessons and are wonderful ways to go about living a fulfilled and healthy lifestyle,
Sure.
right? To me, afterlife is what you leave behind you. I live on forever in my wife, my kids, now through you, if you live past me. All the people that I
I
interact
don't know
with.
if I will, man.
All the people I interact with, I feel like that's my legacy and how I live on forever. And everything you do while you're here does make an impact.
Yeah.
Because it makes an impact with your everyday interactions, with the people you touch, with the people you love. And yeah, that's the way I think about it.
God damn, I'm all fired up. I'm all fired up to do some good, man. You're gonna be running through a brick wall to impact
go, baby.
people's lives. You ready for the lightning round?
Let's go, baby.
All right, if the NFL allowed one hockey-style fight per game, which player would you fight?
Travis,
Oh,
Easy.
God.
I would love to get another round of my brother.
Other than me, who's the one person dead or alive you'd want to share your actual last meal with?
My wife. Like, well, now I'm second guessing this.
Yeah, it's just
That would be
tough. It's
really
deceptively
emotional.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would still want to do it with my wife.
Jason
Because
Kelce wants to do it with his wife.
Well, do I get to do that while I'm having my last meal?
What you do, it's in a porta potty though. It's like a Coachella porta potty. What you do in there is up to you and God. What song do you want them to play while you're doing your wife during your last meal? It originally said funeral, but now that the wife thing came up.
Yeah. Let's see, how awkward can we make this? I got to go The Cape by Guy Clark. It's a very obscure reference, but it's not going to improve the mood of me and my wife's shenanigans. But
Sometimes you gotta throw a
if-
change
yeah.
song in there, you know?
yeah, I might be
Just to keep 'em on
crying
their
while
toes.
things are happening. But
I always do, man.
hey,
What's your biggest regret in life?
you know, I don't mean to say this. Like, I don't really have regrets. There's all sorts of things I would change, but I don't think of them like I regret that.
Who are the Eagles beating in next year's Super Bowl?
Whoever plays us.
Damn right, brother. Jason, thanks again so much, man. If you want to deliver your last words into that camera right there.
I love you, Kai.
I thought it was going to be like a Go Birds. That was just funny.
Sorry.
All right, well, check out all new episodes of New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce, presented by Wave Sports and Entertainment every Wednesday on YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, you can see Jason and Travis live at their special for their podcast, New Heights Live, that's happening 4/26 at Kansas City Music Hall. That's exciting, man.
Exciting and incredibly terrifying.
Yeah, no.
We've never done anything live, so the beauty of knowing that things can be edited is a very nice comfort.
Yeah, you just, people say to imagine the crowd in their underwear, you got to imagine yourself fully naked. If not, just be fully naked.
I'll do the fully naked.
The fully naked?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, go. No, it's a common technique.
Yep.
Channel your inner Serpent King on our toughest release yet. Shop the You Can Do It Serpent King mini collection now at mythical.com.